those who represent us that they must change, that they are not serving us well. It is not enough to lay all the blame and responsibility on the other side. We must tell our leaders that they must help us find common ground. What hubris, what arrogance to believe that either position is so right, 100% right, that they have all the wisdom. We must say to them, will you destroy our nation in the name of saving it? So this is not the time or the place to argue the merits of specific positions. I raise this as I do because the arrival of this holiday, so important, which brings us all together, and this event, which brings such an extraordinary community together, so sharply juxtaposes the threat of this ugly, unpromising, unyielding stalemate and what it poses to all that we have to be thankful for that brought us here. We know we can do it. We know we can get through this terrible logjam. We've done it before. We can find our way to a better future. What could be better evidence of the promise of this incredible country and the American people and this great city than the innate goodness and willingness to row together, which brings us here. This extraordinary institution, New Horizon, which brings us all together this morning, embodies so much of this. Here we are in a state that for the past 5 years has been rated the most livable state in the country. For the 4th straight year has been rated the best state to raise a child. The lowest poverty rate in the country, the least inequality in the country, the lowest tax burden, and the highest average income. And yet, here we are in Manchester, where 1 out of 4 children is raised in poverty, where families are without shelter every night, where hundreds and hundreds of people need meals. This community has come together to meet these needs, and we've done it extraordinarily. And in doing it, people have crossed all kinds of boundaries, of politics, of religion, of race, of all kinds of beliefs, to work together to take care of our business. As I close, I just remind us about this community. This is a community that takes care of one another. It's no mean feat in these tough times. This is a city infused with high social capital. You know me, I gotta say that. High trust in one another, strong norms of reciprocity, where helping out is the most natural of things. That's why you get up to be here at 7:15 this morning. And thus, it has always been in Manchester, going back well over a century. The city has changed. We have an entirely different business base than 100 years ago, or 50, or 25 years. The countries of origins of the immigrant or refugee population is totally different than it once was in this city. In many ways, the city has changed, and yet the strong ties of mutual support, the underlying connections among us, are as strong and enduring as ever. No small feat. So we have huge, huge gratitude that each of us takes care of one another and of the community. We've built something extraordinary here. We know how important it is to cross those boundaries, and we've got to find a way to do it as a nation, and we've got to get our representatives to move there too. And I'm being totally nonpartisan. All of us share the blame. All of us have got a huge stake in correcting it. So I end with a thanks and a prayer. Thanks to all of you who've crossed the lines of differences, who've stepped up over the years, who've done all the wonderful anniversary events you described. Roy's got just right of running and making gifts and volunteering and serving and helping people. All those wonderful things on behalf of New Horizon, but really on behalf of your neighbors. Thanks to all the partner agencies who help. Thanks to the government and the public officials who help on this. And thanks for the gifts I hope you're all going to make. Every one of us needs to make a gift. Don't leave this room without it. Please, reach in your pocket, fill out the check, make the contribution, and then a prayer that we as a people and as a city can find common ground, that we can persuade those of us who represent us to see a broader light, to get outside themselves, to see the limits of any one of us. We don't control all the information. We've all got to find ways to that bigger view. And I know we can do it, and this is the time, and this is worth a prayer based on the experience we've had here. So I wish you a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hugely appreciate the chance to speak this morning, and bless you all for what you do for the city and your neighbors. Thank you.
Thank you, Lou. Thank you, Lou. In New Hampshire Sunday News this past weekend, there was a great front page story about the Tons of Turkey Drive, and there were some really heart-tugging comments from some of the people that we serve at New Horizons. Many people who said, I've never had to ask before. Some of the people in the article saying, thank God there's a place like New Horizons, particularly at the holidays, so we can celebrate the Thanksgiving and the Christmas holidays. A lot of people say to me, what are you doing at New Horizons? Why would you take a job like that? And like so many of you, I've been pretty blessed, maybe more so than some. But at my third day at New Horizons, and I've told this story a number of times, I was standing in the dining room, it was about 4:45 at night. Guy came in, about 40 years old, well-dressed, well-groomed, pulling a suitcase. He said to me, I've never been in a place like this. I said, well, what brings you here? And he said, I lost my job. I was working for a high-tech company in Nashua making 6 figures. About 6 months earlier, he lost his job. His house in Bedford was foreclosed on about a month earlier. He had a wife and 2 young kids. They were staying with her family in Tingsboro. He said to me, I've been staying at the Spring Hill Suites up by the airport, and I'm out of cash. I'm very close to a job. I think it's going to come through. I was going to sleep in my car tonight, and somebody said, go down to that Horizons place. He said, here I am. I don't know what to do. We said to him, that's what we're here for. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be ashamed. You'll be treated here with respect and dignity. We'll give you a meal. We'll give you a shower. We'll give you a warm bed, whatever it is you need. I saw him the next night. He came in again. He said, I have one more round of interviews to go. I think I'm going to get this job. I said, how did everything go? He said, everything was fine. It was clean. It was comfortable. Nobody bothered me. Never saw him again. About a month later, I opened my mail, and there's a note. Dear Charlie, I'm the fellow you met. You had just started at New Horizons, got that job, living now in an apartment in Washington Place, families back together, trying to get our lives back together. Thanks so much for a place like New Horizons. And it was a check for $25 in there. I'm not a real emotional guy, but I had tears coming down. And when I went home that night, I said to my wife, now I know why I took this job. Because it's days like that when you go home and you say, you know what, we really helped somebody today. As I said, this past Saturday with Tons of Turkey, we brought in 17.5 tons of turkey. It's about 1,200 turkeys. Over 600 of them went out on Saturday, and the rest of them will probably go out our door today as we take in folks come who couldn't make it Saturday. We do another turkey drive in December, on December 18th. Only on that day, we actually have volunteers come in and we deliver the entire turkey basket to people's homes. It's amazing how it brightens up, and it's amazing if you're volunteering, and we're still looking for people to come and join us to deliver those turkeys. We'll tell you where to go and how to do it. People bring their families, they wear their Santa hats, they bring jingle bells, and it really brightens a lot of people's families for the day. Based on what we did this past Saturday, we may be short about 600 turkeys. Now, for 40 of those turkey basket dinners, it costs $25 a basket. For $1,000, you can sponsor 40 of those turkey baskets for 40 families in the Manchester area. If there is somebody here or hopefully more than one person, who would like to pledge $1,000 to sponsor 40 of those baskets, we would really welcome it. Please just raise your hand if you think that you're in a position to sponsor 40 of those baskets for 40 families. I see one down the back. Thank you very much. One of our volunteers will take your name. Thank you. Do we have anybody? We have another one over here down on the side. If somebody could get their information. Thank you so much. Thank you. We have another one. Thank you so much. We'll get somebody there. Another one straight ahead. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Right here, one more. Down front. We could get a volunteer here, Michelle. Right down here. Are we all in at 1,000? If we could get, if there's anybody here, 1,000 is a high reach. Is there anyone here who would sponsor 20 baskets at $500? Is there anyone who would sponsor 20 baskets, $25 a piece? It would be $500. Thank you very much. Right over here. Can we get a volunteer to take their information, please? There's another one down back. Right there. Richard, thank you. I can't see that far. Oh, okay. That's much better. All right. Another one over here. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Brian, you have that? Okay. Another one down here. 2. Thank you very much. We have 2 over here. Thank you so much. In the center down back. Thank you very, very much. Right here. Michelle, you got that? Is there anyone who will do 4 baskets at $100? 4 baskets at $100. We have a number of folks over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, right over here. 7. Thank you. If we have some directors, if you could join us in helping to take some of these names. So there's a couple of board members. If you could just get some of the names. Thank you so, so much. Anyone else at the $100 pledge over here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Be patient. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is wonderful. Way over. All right, they'll get to you. Thank you very much. And lastly, 1 basket is $25. I know some of these are a lot of money to a lot of you folks, but if there is anybody here who is willing to sponsor 1 basket for 1 family at $25, if you raise your hand. Thank you. We have a couple down on that side. 1 down here, here. 3, 4 people over there. Our volunteers will get to you as you see them in the area. Please just raise your hand when you see them. I don't want to hold us up too much longer. Thank you so, so much. You will make Thanksgiving and Christmas very special for a lot of people in our community. I applaud you. Thank you so much. You know, I've talked a lot about partnerships this morning, and we have developed yet another special partnership with a company called Altos Marketing. They're located here in Manchester. The best way to describe it, they're right next to Chen Yang Li. I use the Chinese food directions a lot for obvious reasons. Altos, I met with Altos about 3 or 4 months ago, and they said, we would like to build you a new website at no cost. They said, we will build it, we will work with you, we'll make any changes to it that you need and would want. So today is the day we would like to unveil our New Horizons for New Hampshire website. We're going to put it up on the screen so you can just get a look at it. It's brighter, it's colorful, it has that good-looking sexy guy on the bottom, my head on somebody else's body, but you don't have to know that. It's easy to use. We'll just show you a few of the pages right off the bat. For people who want to volunteer, you can click on for volunteer.